Hello, Marvina. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hello, Renee. Happy Thanksgiving.
How are you?
Happy holidays. I'm doing
Yes.
well. I can't complain. How about you?
Yeah, well, in a season of Thanksgiving, I guess I shouldn't complain. No, I'm
That would
doing,
be the right thing to do.
yeah, yeah. So no, I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Okay,
So
good.
yeah.
Good.
So you got
Yeah.
any plans for the holiday?
Um, well, not many. We're going to be doing dinner. I
Uh-huh.
usually do. We go out on Thanksgiving because I usually host
Oh,
Christmas.
oh, okay.
So we're this year, and I'm looking forward to it. We're going to do dinner, and then the kids will come over to the house.
Okay.
My sister-in-law will come over, and we're just going to chill out, some friends, just chill and just
Yeah.
have a low-key Thanksgiving. I think this year I've really been in the mindset of being thankful for what I have
Mhm.
and enjoying the moments that we've been
Yeah.
given. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. You've been talking about that a lot lately, just enjoying the
Mhm.
moments, even in our personal conversations at the office or something. So, and
Yeah,
I think that's really important. I think we get so caught up in everything
right.
as a whole that you do miss some really important moments that you can just have a
Yes,
good time. Yeah.
I agree. I think for me, going through the pandemic,
Hmm.
it was really a reset.
Hmm.
And what I've been, the Holy Spirit has really been dealing with me on kind of not going back to that pre pandemic
Yeah.
state. I didn't realize how, I think we don't realize how much we just pass over moments, and God has just blessed us abundantly. Even in this, we just came off the heels of an election cycle, and on both sides, people were upset, people are upset, but at the end of the day, we have to look at what we have, not what we don't have,
Right.
and come together and strive to get to a place we're trying to get to. But we're not going to be able to do that unless we stop and smell the roses. And so that's, God has been dealing with me. We're always looking at the next thing and for the next thing instead of being content, and which is not a bad thing, in what God has given us. Not that you can't move forward and do more, but we have to uh, appreciate
Right.
where God has us, what He has given us, and so I'm really trying to keep my focus on that.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you think about it, every journey has its moments, right?
Mm-hmm,
You're not just,
mm-hmm.
I want to be here and you're there.
Right.
You have moments that you go through. And I
That's
think,
right.
like you say, if you can go through moments with
Mm-hmm.
peace and harmony, it makes the journey so much better.
It makes it so much
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
So
And
much better.
yeah. And like you say, we can be on opposite ends of things. We can have
Yeah.
different goals and thoughts and opinions. But in those moments that we have the peace and the harmony,
Yes.
that's what makes our journey pleasant and I think
Mm-hmm.
God pleasing for sure. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm looking. How about you? What are your plans for the holiday?
Well, we just go to my sister's.
Okay.
We just make the everything that you
Okay.
think should be at the Thanksgiving table, you
Okay.
know. And we've done that forever. As when I was a little
Nice.
kid, my grandma, they had at that time the dining room and the living room were kind of an open concept, which I think was unusual in those days.
Okay.
But what she would do is set up like I think three 6 foot long tables
Okay.
just all through the middle of the house. And we would have family come, and then afterwards, the kids and the men would go play football in the park down the street, which
Okay.
was always like they would never pass to the little girls and the boys. the boys that they did pass to would get hurt every play and be laying on the ground. It's like you just hated it. You loved
Yeah.
it, but you hated it.
Right, right.
And I would always remember it would be like gray. Thanksgiving Day would be gray and kind
Yeah.
of foggy. And I
Okay.
loved that. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah. Right. Because then you get that cozy feeling, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And
Memories are, I'm sorry, go
no,
on.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
no, you finish.
Oh no, I was just going to say there are just some things, you think about with Thanksgiving that are traditions,
Yes.
right? And so of course the turkey and everything, but my grandma made stuffing.
Uh-huh.
It was very basic. It was the bread, celery and onion and a little sage.
Okay.
And she taught me how to make that. That's what I make when I make turkey. That's what she
Okay.
always made. That's what my aunt always made when my
Okay.
grandma was gone.
Okay.
And you just get those traditions, and when somebody messes with it, you just going, mm-mm. I know one time a relative came in, I'll bring the stuffing, and he brought it, and he had put linguiça in it because we're Portuguese. So it's like,
Okay.
okay, that was okay, but it's not the traditional stuffing.
Right,
And then
right.
there was one time somebody put grapes in it and you
Mm.
didn't know. You put,
Grapes. Oh my
what am I eating?
So this is a difference in culture because we grapes, but
Yeah.
okay, maybe it's so our version of stuffing is dressing and it's
Okay.
made basically the same, but the base instead of using bread, you use cornbread.
Okay. Okay.
So it's but you just sage, the celery, onion,
Yeah.
and it's a trinity. Sage, no, celery, onion, and
Carrots?
no,
No. Green pepper?
no, it's called the trinity. It's celery, onion, and bell pepper.
Oh, bell pepper. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
bell
Yeah.
pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not carrots. That's another cultural thing.
I know. It's like,
But you're right. It's those traditional
yeah.
things, right? And that goes back to the moments. And that's what, I had to think about because now we're the age where we're the ones kind of in charge of driving
Right.
those traditions, especially for the younger generation, right?
Yeah.
And I think, again, we get so caught up on what's going on in the world, as we should, but we have to affect our communities, which are our families, which are
Right.
building those memories and building those traditions, right? Because those are things that you just love to think about. That's part of the holiday season for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I understand that for a lot of people, it's a difficult time.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect that. But for some people, it's a wonderful time. I love the holidays. I always have. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know. People are just happier.
Yeah. Yeah. For those moments, they take those moments.
For those moments. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the holidays too. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going to say this. I want you to plug your ears for a minute. Since I've been retired, I have a lot of time to plan, and it's been exciting. It's
Yeah.
been a lot of
Nice.
fun.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
This year and we've talked about it, I've been decluttering and just kind of just trying to focus more. And I will say that it seems like I've had more time since I've slowed down and kind of tried to refocus on what is important. I have more time and I am excited about, I think part of it is sometimes we love this time of the year, but we get so caught up in the hustle and bustle of it. Right. And then we put this pressure on ourselves, and then our anxiety goes out the window. And then, it's like, why did I even do this? You're doing it for the right reason, but you're chopping everybody's heads off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's not enjoyable. And so I agree. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Lord says same to get to that that point because yeah, I can that's wonderful. Oh, I'm glad you're experiencing that. Just
Yeah.
the joy in being able to do it.
Yeah. And you're right. What you're saying is right about people. When you do slow down, you do have more time. It doesn't make sense to say
Yep,
it,
yep,
but it's true.
yep.
And I've seen people where they are so worried about the decorations on the table.
Yeah.
Is the plate setting right? Is it? And they get so wound up about the perfection. And my whole thing is, uh-oh, okay,
I'm
boy,
her.
okay, listen carefully. You can get
As you're talking, I'm like, don't raise your hand, don't raise your hand. But you're right.
Yeah. What I try to tell people, I've told people in the past is nobody is going to remember that centerpiece.
Yeah.
Nobody. They're not going to say 2 years, 3 years, 4 years from now, Marvina had the best centerpiece. You had
Yeah,
never seen anything like it.
that's right.
What they're going to remember are the conversations and the
Yes.
laughter and the love of
Right.
family. And
Right.
we've had some people come to Thanksgivings over the years and some of our Christmas gatherings that maybe haven't had families.
Mm-hmm.
So we've invited them, or
Yes.
it's a boyfriend or a girlfriend of one of the cousins or something.
Yes.
And they are just so taken with just the joyfulness of the event.
Yeah.
And that's what people take away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they
Mm-hmm.
might say your stuffing was really nice, it was good, but they're going to say, I just really enjoyed myself. It was so
That's right.
fun. And that's what we really need to strive for.
Right.
Instead of the perfection, just remember that there's going to be the memories are what's going to last, not the perfection. You know, if you can do it, great, without stressing yourself, but the joyfulness is what's going to last and what's
I
going to be
agree.
remembered. Yeah.
And even in the perfection, and that's something else that God has been dealing with me this year, even in the perfection, what is it for?
Yeah.
It's just self gratification, right?
That's true. That's true.
So what is it for? Like, is it like you said? It's not going to make a difference to people, and it's
Yeah.
about because even going back talking about people that the holidays is not a fun time for them.
Mhm.
You can be part of uplifting their spirits,
Mhm.
right? You
Mhm.
know, and it just to be able to go somewhere and not have to feel the pressure of being a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Of course, there's rules and,
Mhm.
a standard everywhere you go, but sometimes it's just, don't be that person. This is what I'm telling myself. Don't be that person that everybody's like, oh my gosh, because I'm very strategic about my
Yeah.
stuff. But because we gotta maintain some kind of structure here because
Yeah.
it could go all crazy. But in that, just the moments, just enjoying, we as we get older, we lose more and more friends, more and more loved ones, right? Because it's just a circle of life. But again, I do think that a lot of times when it's easier to let people go when you've made those moments with them, and because that's what you think
Mhm.
about, those happy moments that you were able to pour into their life, they were able to pour into your life. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? It's just so much that we get from each other, and so
Yeah. Yeah. I I recently lost an uncle and I'll be speaking at his service in just a few days. And uh what I'm going to share is something
mhm.
that we did years ago with my grandmother. They had 7 kids. My grandma and grandpa had 7 kids. And one evening, she had the siblings over for dinner. They were in a small apartment, so it wasn't easy to do like wives and stuff. So they just had the siblings over. So I was there to help prepare and help clean up. But after dinner, they went into the living room and they sat down. And my grandma and I had talked about this, and we had put pictures on the wall. And I said, Grandma, I want you to do something. When they sit down, I want you to just tell a remember when story.
Okay.
And she did. She said, Remember when? The evening, it went for 3 hours after that. It
Wow.
was interesting how the kids would all start throwing, oh, do you remember when this, when, and
Yeah.
it was filled with such laughter. And I think
Mhm.
that's something that people can do instead of just, hey, you have dinner and then it's kind of like, well, what's next? Start a remember when party. And you would,
That sounds like a really good idea.
yeah, you would be really, amazed at how people just start to really interact and bring up, oh, do you
Mhm.
remember when we did this when we were kids? Or, it was a fun evening. So that's what I would encourage people.
Nice.
Just have a remember when party, see where
Right.
it goes.
Yes. And
Yeah.
that's a great way to share with the generations behind us as
Yes.
well, because
Yes.
they get to hear a lot of this. I think that's what we miss a lot of times. And, our a lot of families are so fractured and
Right.
society, period. But we missed our family history, or, when, like, what thinking about my grandkids, they only know me from now, right?
Right. Right.
But they don't know me from when I was growing up. And that's what something like that would do. It would be able to open up to other generations, like who we are, how our childhood was
Well,
growing up. It even helps you to understand why some people are how they are and who they are now, right?
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to incorporate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm scared. I don't know, but
Well, you know what? With your family, you need a wooden spoon and go thump them if they go, all right, enough of you. Boom.
I'll be like, why?
Yeah.
But but like you said, thinking back to my grandmother, and we would go over her house for the holidays. My grandmother had 7 children as well.
Okay.
My grandparents, and so it was always a full fun holiday when we all got together, and we used to
Yeah.
do that a lot. And so yeah, they're great memories.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And that actually doing that brings you into the moment. So
Right,
we're talking about, enjoying the moments that really brings you into the
right,
moment. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
So,
I like
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You had mentioned, people that are alone at the holidays,
Mhm.
don't have anybody. My sister knows of a lady in their neighborhood, and she just recently lost her son. She has 2 daughters, had a son, recently lost him to cancer.
Oh, I'm so sorry
And
to hear that.
so my sister and her daughter were walking and ran into this lady outside in her yard, and she explained that to her and was just very broken. And
Yeah,
so my sister and my niece went and bought some flowers for her and
nice.
took them. And she said the
Mhm.
lady just cried
Yeah,
because of somebody's kindness. And if you know somebody's alone, sometimes it's difficult to invite them in for a meal unless they have
mhm.
a personality that would just blend.
Right,
Um, but if you know that they're alone, maybe just make up a little dinner. Take
right.
it
You
to them.
take it
Hey,
to
I,
them.
I, I
Yeah.
wanted you to have a Thanksgiving dinner, or take them
Right,
a little bouquet of flowers.
right.
Just something to let them know that
Mhm.
their holiday is important to you,
Right,
that
right.
their happiness is important to you as well.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think we just have a lot to be thankful for. I think it's really um, important for us as faith walkers
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
really understand that, like you said earlier, we
Mhm.
could be looking at things that aren't
Mhm.
to our liking, but
Right.
let's be honest. There's always going to be things that
Always.
are not to our liking.
Always. Always.
But there's always something to be thankful for.
That's right. And
Yeah.
it helps you get through those moments
Hmm.
when you're not so thankful. That's the thing I think we have to sometimes, again, we're getting negative all day from every direction. And just to stop and just thank God, I think sometimes we get so caught up in the complaining and
Hmm.
again wanting more, or I think society grooms us to think we always have to be on the grind. We always have to be doing the next thing.
Right.
But just being thankful, just think about how we feel when we extend gratitude to people or grace to people, and we get the evidence of a thankful heart right from them. Right. Imagine how we feel. So imagine how God feels when we stop and we actually thank him for the things, the people, the life, where we are, when we're thankful for his grace, right? And his he's delivered us from many situations. And that's what God was dealing with me with at the beginning of the year, and why I needed to start at the decluttering. He's like, how much stuff you gonna ask for, girl? Like, you have more than enough. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it struck me because the Holy Spirit was like, are you being a good steward? Mm-hmm. With the life God has given you. Yeah. Which encompasses everything, right? Right. Are you being a good steward? And so I had to look at that and say, you know what? I'm not. Because again, I have an abundance of things. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're still asking for more things, you know? Yeah. And God is because God is a generous God, God is going to do that. God is going to give us things. God is going to open up doors. He's going to do all that. But we still need to be thankful and mindful, you know? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. So, I would encourage everybody this and just to stop and think about, we really, I was talking to my sister the other day, and I said, we really do have enough. We really do have enough. We do. Really? And really, that's all we need. Do. We have God enough. He's given us everything we need. Everything. Yeah. And he's blessed us with a little bit more. So, I think we have to be thankful for that, for sure. So, yes. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I agree. So, yeah, we got a scripture to read in a second, but I want to just give you a real quick, let's make a comparison here. Okay. Favorite Thanksgiving pie? Sweet potato, hands down. Hands down. I'm not a pumpkin fan at all, so I don't do the pumpkin pie, but I love walnut pie. Have you ever had a walnut pie? Mm-mm. Have you ever had a pecan pie? I have had pecan pie. I'm not fond of walnuts. Oh, walnut. Oh, yeah, it's so much better. But I like also a good chocolate cream. Can't beat a good chocolate cream for Thanksgiving. Okay. Okay. Favorite holiday or Thanksgiving hors d'oeuvre kind of thing? Crab dip. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. You know what I like? I'm pretty plain here. The celery with the cream cheese filling, right? Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay. Yeah, favorite holiday side? Macaroni and cheese. Okay. Okay. I'm a big potatoes and gravy gal. My grandma taught me how to make gravy, so I can make a pretty good turkey gravy. Okay. But I'm gonna combine that with the stuffing. Just a big old plate. And you know what? I don't eat any vegetables at Thanksgiving. Okay. They'll pass the vegetables you want to eat. Nope. It's just turkey, potatoes, gravy, and stuffing. I feel that. I'm not a big turkey person. No. No, we usually do ham. I always have turkey though, but and if I do turkey, dark meat. Yes, I agree. Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree. And there's never enough. There's never enough. So you just hold it on a separate plate. Well, that platter was too full. You can go back in and get yours. You do. Talking about traditions and memories, my grandmother used to make, this was my favorite side, I guess. Well, it was kind of desserty, but so green jello. And it
Huh.
had the walnuts. Oh my gosh, I remember her shelling those. My grandmother used to buy the walnuts by the huge, like 25-pound bag and
Like in a
crack
gunny
them.
sack kind of thing?
Yes,
Yes, yes.
yes. And crack them. She had her nutcracker, and she would start doing it early on. But every Christmas, Thanksgiving and Christmas, it would start Thanksgiving. She made this Jello salad. It was Jello salad,
Okay.
um, and it had cottage cheese, pineapple, walnuts, and she even used like a mayo in there, and she would stir it up. It was like it sounds not the best. Even when you see it, you're like, I don't know about that. Kind of like it gives you a when you look at it, it gives you a um um fruitcake type of feel, like, but but it was the best, and it was me, my siblings, my cousins. It was our favorite dish. She made it, so I only like walnuts in that, but regular no. And
Okay.
I would probably prefer that she leave the walnuts out. But I think that was a huge part of the dish, so that never
Yeah.
happened. But yeah, that was one of my. I'm gonna have to try to recreate that one of these years. Maybe this year. I have to look into it.
Yeah, yeah. I know there's a Jello website. I bet that's on there because I
It
remember
probably is.
something similar.
Yes,
Cottage
it was
cheese and
old school.
pineapple.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
old. It was an old school. It was an
Yeah.
old school dish that I think all the women of that time made. It was like a regular dish they always made. That and ambrosia.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I still
Yeah.
like ambrosia. That was Armand's mom's specialty dish
Oh,
around the holidays was
okay.
ambrosia. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I better diet now because I
Yeah,
haven't
that's
been.
what I've been trying to. So I'm drinking my tea this morning. I'm trying to prep because I already know once all day this, it's a done deal. It's
Yeah,
done.
I know.
It's done. So have you ever had sweet potato pie?
I have not.
Oh, if I make one this year, you'll have to try it out.
Okay.
And I think it's one of those things, either you like it or you don't.
Yeah.
My grandmother, we thought she was the sweet potato pie making queen. Like,
Okay.
we didn't even want anybody else's pies. And
Oh,
I must say, I do a pretty good job of um, her interpret. I have my interpretation, I guess, of hers, but because it'll never be exactly the same, but it's
yeah.
pretty close.
And that's going to be cool because you remember grandmas, right?
Yep.
And as you get older and the generations come up, they're going to go, oh man, Aunt Marvina,
Yeah.
Grandma Marvina's sweet potato pie,
Yes,
you're gonna have a
yes,
reputation.
yeah. Hopefully, I like when I make them. I only do them a couple times a year just because I don't like baking. It's a lot of work to me, but but I always have to. I have to make my brother a pie and my daughter a pie.
Okay.
If the rest of my family was here, I would have to make them too. But my grandmother, she used to. I just remember we have photos of just her pies coming out of the oven.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So
Yeah.
the memories are great. The memories
Yeah.
are great.
Yeah. We
Mhm.
we have we have memories of good pies. My Aunt Sarah Lee would bring pies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great times. You are so funny. At first, I was like, oh, she's pulling my leg.
Oh gosh.
So, is there a specialty dish that you make?
I make the stuffing. Although my niece last year made the stuffing and did a really good job. I
Okay.
taught her. I still make the gravy. I can make
Okay.
some
You did say
really
that
good
the stuffing.
gravy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so,
My grandmother taught us how to make gravy too from scratch. My
yeah,
mom, smooth, nice, silky smooth. Yeah.
yeah.
So, do you okay, another thing. So, do you like brown gravy or do you like, it's not really white, but more creamy looking gravy, I guess?
The only gravy for Thanksgiving's got to be brown gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you too?
Yeah, I only do brown gravy, period. But yes,
Yeah.
you know what though, I'm not a big fan of gravy on my dressing
Oh, okay.
or
Okay.
stuff. I'm not, but I also don't like my food to touch, so I could have something.
Seriously? So there all has to be separation on your,
Yep.
oh my gosh, that's funny.
My brother, he looks at my plate and I get on his nerves every time we have a meal, especially around the holidays. He just looks at my plate. He's like, that is so stupid. Like, that is so dumb. I'm like, what? He was like, who takes that much time? But, and then you have to, if it does touch, it has to be certain foods. For instance,
Okay.
I can have my ham and my macaroni and cheese can touch
Yeah, because they can be friends.
because they can be friends,
Be
right?
friends. Yeah.
My dressing and my macaroni and cheese they can't touch because they're not friends. They're their own people. I mean, they're their own dishes, right? So they have
Yeah.
to be separate. But my dressing can touch my cranberry sauce because they're friends.
Okay. Okay.
It maybe can touch my turkey, but I usually like to have my turkey separate. My ham can touch. Did I already say that my ham can touch my
Mac and cheese.
macaroni and cheese, and my yams can touch my macaroni and cheese, but it can't touch my dressing.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Interesting. Okay. Okay.
My
Yeah.
potato salad that has to be on a separate plate. I hate for vegetable juice to get on any of my stuff. Like,
Yeah.
so we do greens a lot.
Okay.
Collard
Okay.
greens, mustard
Okay.
greens. But again, they have to be in their own container because they have, we call it pot liquor. And that's the juice
Yeah. Yeah.
from the greens, right? So that's why it has to be in its on its own plate or in its own bowl because then the green juice gets all over everything. Yeah, no.
Yeah. You don't want that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Now my stuff, my turkey, my gravy, my potatoes, my stuffing, they can all touch.
Okay.
But I'm weird. Like if I'm somewhere and they pass you the vegetables and they are all looking at you like you should take some vegetables, I'll
Okay.
take a little. And this is true, like if you have a good roast beef dinner or something, I always eat my vegetables first. I want those out the way,
Got
right?
it.
Or even a Jello salad. Got to eat it first, get it out
Got
the way, and then I'm just left with this.
with all the nice carbs,
Yeah.
right? Because if you eat those first, you're going to be too stuffed to even eat the vegetables, right? But yeah, and you can just savor, you can just enjoy your food,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So, my wonderful brother, again, we have one of our battles is our plates, right? He mixes everything together.
Yeah.
So we went to a restaurant one time and he's we finish eating and we're boxing everything up. And so I'm like, he's putting the food, scraping the food into on his plate, but it's like one pile, right? And I'm like, that's a lot of food that he's throwing away. And my brother was like Mikey growing up. Remember the commercial?
Yeah.
Try Mikey. He'll like it. I think that was the commercial.
Yeah. Yeah.
My brother was Mikey, so he never passed anything up, right? And so I'm like, that's a lot of food he's throwing away. So finally, I'm like, hey, you're not taking any food home? He's like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I was like, I thought that was a garbage plate, and so now. You can't even taste the things separately. He's like, it's all going the same place, Marvina. So, so it's so funny. So every holiday he looks at my plate and just rolls his eyes. He was also the kid that he always ate all his stuff quickly. And so like when we would have dessert or whatever, now he's staring at me at the table like, are you going to eat all of that? Can I enjoy my food in peace, sir? But yeah, great memories.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. Well, whatever way we enjoy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, our scripture that we were going to use.
Uh-huh.
Do you have it right there?
I do.
Okay, you want to just go for it? I won't have to bring it up that way.
Sure. Yes. This is Psalm 100. Shout for the joy to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come before him with joyful song. Know that the Lord is God. It is he who made us, and we are his people, the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name. For the Lord is good and his love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations.
Amen.
Amen. And that is why it's so important for us to share those great memories and share those stories with the generations under us, because it is also a way that they come to love the Lord and see why we love the Lord as much as we do. And even to see how our faith has grown, the things that God has brought us from and through. Those are, sharing memories it all plays a part in it.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
Even more important than the table you set and the meal you enjoy.
Right.
Those memories, and like you said, handing that down to the kids in the new generations coming up. How has the Lord been faithful? How has he been good? Yeah.
That's right.
Definitely.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
right. I hope that your Thanksgiving is filled with love, laughter, and fun. I'm sure it will be, knowing you. Can't wait. I can't wait to hear the story. Was it Thanksgiving when you were squirted by the skunk, or was that a Christmas? Oh, 4th of July. I can't remember.
No, that was just a random skunk spraying.
Oh, got it.
No, the story that I tell that the kids just love, and they still bring it up, is when I was going to feed the squirrels. I was home. I'll just tell it again.
I knew it. I knew that there was a Thanksgiving story. I just couldn't remember, but yes. Okay, go.
Yeah. So no, I was at my sister's house watching the dog. They were off to a family member's house for Thanksgiving. I was actually writing my book at the time. Mm-hmm. And so I decided to stay at her house with the dog. And it was dreary. It had been raining a lot. It was gray. And I'm sitting at the kitchen table typing, and I look, and there's my sister has a retaining wall and then the fence. So it's pretty high.
Okay.
And I saw a squirrel going back and forth on the top rung of the fence. And I thought, oh, a squirrel deserves a Thanksgiving too. I thought that because I'm stupid. So I went and got some walnuts out of the freezer, and I was going to put them on the top rung. Well, I couldn't reach it for sure. So I got a chair, told my sister it was a ladder that I climbed on, but it was a chair.
Okay.
And because it had been raining, as soon as I stepped up to put the nuts up on the top railing, the chair sunk in to the ground. And when that happened, I went backwards, right? So I'm going back and fell flat on my back and knocked the wind out of me. And the dog is going nuts, right? And I'm laying there for a second. Is everything okay? Can I move my arms? And the dog is running around me and just, going crazy. And so finally I thought, okay, I realize now I'm wet. I'm in mud because it's been raining. So it's like, I need to sit up and I need to get in the house. So I start to turn to get onto my hands and knees. And the dog is behind me, and she's pushing my back. And I'm thinking to myself, this is what they talk about dogs and their owners, just their faith, they're loyal.
Mm-hmm.
Look at her trying to help me get up onto my feet, and she's pushing. Finally make it to my hands and knees. And I turn to look at her to thank my faithful little friend.
Uh-huh.
And she's busy eating all the walnuts that had fallen under
You were
my
in
back.
the way.
I thought, thanks a lot, dog. So yes, that's my big Thanksgiving story that will probably last through generations.
Yes, it will.
Yes.
2 things.
Yes.
Number one,
Yes.
Glenda. We
Yeah.
learned the truth. She wasn't on the ladder.
Yeah. No, I was on a
As
chair.
you probably knew, because the story didn't sound quite right, but
Yeah.
we'll circle back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two,
Yes.
another cultural thing, because I'm telling you now, we saw that squirrel outside. That squirrel would have been outside. We would not have taken any walnuts, nor would we have been on the ground. I love it.
Oh man.
I could just
Yeah.
see it playing out. I knew that that's why I got the skunk story mixed up, because I knew that there was a dog and I knew you had gone out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I fractured my tailbone. I
Wow.
hit so hard, right? So, and I had gone to the doctor and he
Wow.
had said, yeah, you fractured it. So I knew I was in pain when my sister got home. So I remember telling that lie. Well, I was climbing a ladder because I knew she was going to look at me and go, "You are so stupid." Oh gosh. Oh, good memories.
Good memories. But and I know, and that's the thing about memories. In the moment, they may not feel that good in the moment.
Yeah.
But God has everything we do in life, every trial we go through, in the moment, it doesn't feel enjoyable. But
Right.
if we can get through it and get on the other side of it and be able to look back and say, and be thankful for those moments and be able to laugh at them, that is where our joy gives us strength. And honestly, sometimes that's what we need to get us out of the funk that we're in or whatever. That laughter, we've talked about that on a couple episodes ago. But memories are great.
Yeah, definitely. So I'll be anxious to talk to you if you do the Remember When as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll be Christmas. So
okay, Christmas.
We'll do, because everyone comes over Christmas. So I do think that, and we talked about, Arlisi and I were talking about doing some family games, but we have to choose the right game.
Okay.
So that we can smoothly go, because we have so many people, so many different personalities. And so, it needs to be a calm game. But I like to Remember When, because you also get to honor those that are not here. And it's just, that's great. I love that. Yeah, I think we're going to incorporate that. Yeah. So I'll circle back after Christmas.
Okay. And I'll try to touch base with you because I actually have some games.
Okay.
I think this year for Christmas when we gather, excuse me, I think we have about 55 to 60 people that get together for Christmas from our family.
Okay.
And I've decided we're going to have generational games this year.
Yes.
And we have 4 generations. We're going to have generational games. I've got some. I'm going to show them to you and see if
please do.
Yeah,
that sounds great. That sounds super fun.
Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah. And then
right.
maybe we compare notes. We're going to have a conversation off camera first.
Yeah.
To decide.
Let's see. Can I share this one? No. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
okay. God. Okay, great.
All right.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, but don't you have another tradition for Thanksgiving? Don't you guys go somewhere, right? No? Is that for Thanksgiving, your family? You do a family trip? Or is that Christmas?
Yeah. We go to the beach. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's nice too. Nice.
Yeah. So nice. Looking forward to the whole season. It's
Yeah. Have a good time.
Yeah, thank you.
Especially now since you're retired. You don't even have to think about any vacation days or making up work when you get back or whatever. I'm going to still have a thankful heart for you.
I was going to say, thankfulness in the moment.
Okay. I was getting ready to go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Well, you enjoy your Thanksgiving holiday, Renee.
All right. And blessings to you and your family.
Thank you.
Give them my best.
Thank you.
All right. And until next time.
Until next time.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Bye.